everything's opening up a little bit, Bob. Visits now. Indiana has a football visit scheduled with, well, no, not a football visit. Well, they do, actually. Then there's also this kid from USC that's a potential transfer. That's getting a guy like Deland McCullough from a Super Bowl team. That is exactly the kind of things that you expect to happen if this kid ends up coming to Indiana after 3 years at USC. That does not happen before.
No. And Tom Allen's taking this to a whole new level. The question is, with the rules and with the guys being able to stay for another year of eligibility, how does that work into your plans for getting guys into Indiana? How does that affect your recruiting? Because you don't know at this point, and I don't think a lot of the players know whether they're going to take advantage of the additional year. So it's going to be a very trying time, I think, for Tom Allen and for all college coaches in all sports.
Yeah, we talked about that with Tom yesterday. It's because those poor freshmen or seniors that are coming out of high school, there's may not be a spot for them if a guy stays, whether he stays or not. So it's so much roster management craziness that Tom acknowledged that they're going to have to go through. Indiana basketball also getting a scheduled visit from Philip Kowski, big 6'10" kid from up in the Northeast. A place they don't normally get recruits from, but this is a guy that referenced in talking to Mike Woodson, his ability to reach in and talk to these NBA guys, and having seen tape that Mike Woodson showed him of Julius Randle and how they would use him, it's having an impact on these guys really quickly.
Well, guys want to know, can you get them to the league? That's what they want to know, and most of them are being patently unrealistic, but that's what guys want to know. And Mike Woodson, having coached in the NBA for over 30 years, he knows what it takes. And, he used that approach with Trace Jackson Davis and all, and the other kids who came back, but especially Trace. I thought that was genius, showing Trace all the things that he does not do well. And I think that really resonated with him and his father.
Yeah, because a lot of coaches, particularly a younger coach, may not have had the confidence or the awareness to do that.
Absolutely. They want to
be their friend.
Rah-rah film. They want them to feel good about themselves and look at all the things I can do at Indiana. No, Woodson said, and look, we've all watched Trace, wonderful player. Is he ready for the NBA? No. If he had gone to the NBA, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. He'd be practicing against adults. He would have been getting the best coaching in the world. They would have shaped him. But, you look at Carson, you look at Romeo, they're playing, in Maine and what have you. I think this kid made a really smart decision, and it helps. It helps that financially he's in a situation where he can hold off on the paycheck for 1 year.
And I think that it benefits kids coming from a program that is successful. And Indiana used to be that. And I think that they get back to that. But when you're coming from an Indiana of the past or a Duke or those type of programs, you get more looks, you get more attention. It's just a natural thing.
Yeah, to some degree, I would agree with that. I mean, the kid Edwards came from a Georgia program that wasn't very good, and he got drafted wherever he got drafted. So it's not always the case. I mean,
they'll find you.
What's that?
I said they'll definitely find you.
They'll find you. I mean, Ben Simmons, they didn't go to the NCAA tournament, and he was the number one pick. So I think if you have the talent, these guys know where you are.
Yeah, well, Ben Simmons, I think he would have been maybe, but he would have he got more money going to – he may have gotten more money going to LSU first than he would have gone to the NBA route. Let's see. A comment from Denny Love. IUSB would enjoy some time dedicated to IU women's basketball. Well, season's over, but yes, they had a great run. Look forward to talking about them next year and continued success for them as we do. So, but yeah, we'll look forward to doing that. You have, let's see, what I talked about coming up. Oh, yeah, Tamika Catchings going into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, talking to Tamika today at 1:00. One of my favorite people and one of the most important people we have in the sports world here in Indiana, not just for what she's done on the floor, but what she's done off the floor. Just a great, great person. We've had some long conversations when we've been overseas, when she's been at the Olympics, and somebody I really like, and she's being inducted with Kobe and Duncan and a lot of other great people this Saturday. I do not know if it's a virtual deal or if they're actually going to Springfield, but I'll find that out. But yeah, I'm going to write about her for tomorrow. I've got a couple of long pieces, one on Willie T. Ribbs. It's 30 years since he broke the color barrier at Indianapolis Motor Speedway and ran in the Indianapolis 500. Not for long. His engine blew just a few laps into the race. I'm also doing something on AJ Foyt, who 60 years ago won the first of his 4 Indianapolis 500 championships.
Crazy. I love that old historical stuff. I've been watching some NASCAR stuff, and it's historical, and just and AJ Foyt and all Mario Andretti talking about him winning the Daytona 500 in '67. Right. Just some fascinating stuff. How he went to this team and he wasn't getting the equipment, and he's like, "Hey, I'm not getting the same stuff here." And once he got that worked out, he started kicking their butts and held him in the pits once. It's just great stuff. Fun to watch, but make sure you go to The Athletic and follow Bob for that. Be a subscriber. I am. It's great content for that. For anything that you're looking for.
Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Let's see. We had a question earlier. Sean says Tony Kanaan is running in place of Jimmy Johnson for the 500. Jimmy is avoiding ovals for now.
Right.
So I remember that now.
Thank you for the update.
So that's a great documentary. Only 2 African Americans to run in the 500. So there's that.
George Mack is the other.
I didn't know that. Tom Allen still only has 2 commitments. Is that a worry?
Well, again, because he doesn't know who's coming back yet.
Yeah.
So, short term, maybe it's a worry. Now, if we come back several months from now and he's still got 2 commitments, that's an issue. But right now, with guys getting that extra year of eligibility, I don't see it as a great reason for concern.